What was it that drew you to have a healing session in the first place?
Well, I'd actually known about Reiki for a while, but didn't really know much about it. Actually, I still didn't really know much about it when like I met you and that you were doing that. But I had heard from a lot of other people that they had had pretty amazing changes. But I guess I was just pretty open to it and keen to make positive change for me. So I don't know, thought I'd give it a crack.
What did you hope to get out of
It's
it?
actually interesting that you're asking me these questions because at the time I don't think I really thought about it. Maybe I did, but didn't wasn't as conscious of it, I guess, as I am now. I don't know. I felt like there was something holding me back, and just, I mean, in general in my life, in my own growth and my business growth and pretty much everything really, and I couldn't really put my finger on what that was. So I had no expectations about gaining anything specific from it. I was just pretty open to whatever may or may not happen, but I guess maybe trying to find what that was that might be holding me back, or blocking something that I didn't realize was there.
How long was that going on for, that you felt like, there's stuff holding you back, or, it wasn't, business wasn't moving forward, your growth wasn't moving forward, and, what else had you tried before the session?
Honestly, probably years. But I wasn't even aware of it, I think. I didn't even really have much of a consciousness around things holding me back in my life that came from me rather than external things in my life. That a lot of that stuff holding me back was just things within myself that I can change, rather than I guess external things. So if I'm really honest, I was probably carrying it around for years.
So what was your experience during the healing?
I'm thinking about the first one, and that's a really big question. That's a big question. Do you mean what actually happened in the healing, or what was my experience with not what I expected. But I mean, I guess I didn't really expect anything, especially not how things went. It's pretty crazy. For a long time, and this is kind of it's still like that with everybody, where people will tell you, maybe share their beliefs with you, and they don't share it as a belief, they share it as a knowing. They are 100%, this is how it is, or this is what it is, this is what they've seen. And I've always just been a bit oh, I don't know, sounds like you're kind of crazy, but good on you for believing in something. It's kind of true what people say, seeing and experiencing, it's not actually believing, it's a knowing. And I saw and experienced stuff that people can question me on forever, and my belief will never change because I've seen it with my own eyes. I can't change what I've seen. And that was not the very beginning, but towards the beginning of unraveling a lot more of what I've seen within myself and what I see within others, and what I see between this world and the spirit world, and the people that I talk to between this world and the spirit world, and whatever other worlds or universes or dimensions might be around that. And a lot of it, I guess within my own self, that I didn't even realize was there. So I think it opened up, you know, I guess a portal that has been sitting there waiting to be opened enough for me to know that it's real instead of just believing that it might be there. And so having that knowing that it's real and that it's within me rather than external factors, then that has enabled me to go even further with that. A lot of emotion. It was quite a big emotion I was feeling at the time and maybe suppressing. The energy in the room, feeling that in the room, like, it's pretty intense. The energy in the room was hectic, but it's made me more aware of that too. So, you know, and especially with you there, and also, you know, having Gia there as well, someone else, that was reassurance for me that I'm like, okay, this is like actually for real. You're not crazy or making this up. Like, you are actually feeling this stuff and this stuff is actually happening. So it's kind of nice. You made me realize I wasn't crazy. Kind of hard to put it into words, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought you were saying that I'm not crazy for doing this shit. It actually works.
I never thought that you were crazy. For sure. Because I knew what I had been seeing before that, so I was crazy at the start.
It was pretty full on. Just felt like there was many other beings present in the room.
Oh, there were lots. Powerful. There were 6 actually.
Yeah.
There were 6 for sure. Not even like feeling that in the room, like I can still see it now. I know like how tall they are and exactly where they're standing and what they're doing and what they're saying to me.
Do you feel like they were kind of connected to you or connected with you on that session, and then now they've kind of been more accessible for you?
Yeah, definitely. Literally that. Like, and the same, like I see the same thing all the time.
You're crazy.
I know, but I love it.
What did you love most about the session?
The reassurance that I'm not crazy. I guess just, you know, switching from the thinking like, oh, I don't know, like maybe it's real, maybe it's not, like I don't really want to pin anything on something that I don't know is for sure. So shifting from that to like a knowing, from there being able to, I guess, rely on the fact that even if you're alone, you're not, kind of like opens up a part of you that you didn't know was there. And you now have an opportunity to explore that and learn about a whole part of you that you didn't know existed. And that changes everything because I've never dug so deep before. And I didn't even know what was there. It gave me the confidence to move forward, to uncover certain things that I believed in or how I felt about different things, a lot of emotions that I was carrying around. It's just made me understand why I react to certain situations in a certain way, how I feel about things, and realizing when something's actually affected me or if I'm just triggered. Clearing a whole heap of like annoying negative stuff that I didn't want to be carrying around, and it's a lot lighter because you don't need to carry that shit around. I think that was the best thing. It was just like, oh, okay, this really is for real. Now I can get to work on learning about it more.
What did you find most powerful about the session?
Probably just the energy in the room. It was like intense. Oh my God. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't know if you've explained it to someone before. You kind of have to experience it for yourself to really know what that feels like.
What do you think was most powerful coming out of it then for you? Also the after effects and the realizations and the clearing and whatever happened.
Knowing that there's more to me than what I thought.
Did anything surprise you about the session?
I guess I didn't expect there to be other people in the room.
What has changed for you as a result of the healing?
To learn more about myself and my own worth and where I really come from and what that means and what kind of power that has on me as a person. So it's basically changed my whole life as a knock-on effect.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like I'm sure there are a lot of there's a lot of other there's a lot of other things in my life that have all come together. There's other experiences I've had in last year that have changed my whole life. But I definitely think that any one of those things have changed my life on their own, because it's led me to other things, but all of them combined for sure. So yeah, each one of those things, and it was, I mean, pretty significant what happened. So yeah, it does. It can. If you're open to it and you let it, and you don't just, have an experience like that and go, okay, thanks, bye, and close the door on it. Because if you choose to do that, you can close the door on it and walk away and it will go no further. But if you have an experience that shifts you and you let it lead you to something else, it can change your whole life.
That's powerful shit, man. Love it.
If you let it, it can be.
So how has this positively affected those around you?
I guess my kids is the biggest thing. Like, I mean, I get to teach them what I know, and that is what they take on board to help them learn, but also to help them get through what life throws at them. So the experience I had from that, and leading on from that, the more that I've learnt, about myself and about everything else that I've just spoken about, I get to teach them what I believe to be truths and teach them what their emotions are and help them express how they're feeling, and then give them ways to be able to process that, to help them understand what it means to live a life of consciousness and learn about energy and about souls and spirits. And I mean, you see it in Luca, but like, it's crazy watching it in him and watching his mind tick over, and that he's actually taking on board, and then watching his emotions shift, and from him, going from, and this is just from an outsider, but watching his face process and maybe being unsure and scared, and then teaching him things that I have learned, and I can see the emotion change on his face, and I can see his whole body relax, realizing that it's fine and it's normal and it's okay, and that he can process that himself. I get to teach him that from what I've learned. So even just those guys, like, it's a pretty big thing, because I mean, for me as a mum, I get to pass that on to them. I get to consciously pass that on to them. So that's pretty awesome, because having this, like, changing my life as an adult, like, how cool that I get to teach them that from day one. Like, imagine how far their life is going to go, that this is the beginning from them. That's pretty awesome. And I know as well, like, just from sharing my experiences with other people, it's made them want to do the same thing, and it has encouraged them to think about, well, maybe there's more for me too. So, you know, for them to either book a healing in with you or with someone else, or to explore some kind of avenue for them that might help them or affect their life in that same way. But also I think like over the year, and this was kind of at the beginning of the year, I guess, so the more you learn about yourself and the more you grow, then, you know, you're just going to continuously become a better version of yourself. And when you're better, then, you know, you can be more compassionate towards others and more understanding and hopefully helpful, and be able to teach them things that they can apply, or if not, you have connected with people that you can connect them with. So I don't know, I guess that's what I think about. I suppose it's different from their perspective. Just passing on that experience, so, you know, it might be able to help them too.
Well, thinking about like all those results that you just mentioned, like being able to teach your kids how to handle their emotions, all the things that you're able to now do in your life, and what you have connection to, and how much, you know, how much you've grown from that one experience, and all these other results that you've mentioned. If you could put a dollar figure on that, what would you say it's worth to you?
You can't. Can't put a price on that. There are a few things in my life that have been life changes in some way, and so many people want it to, and they hold themselves back because of the cost. And it is just like I get it, because you don't know how it's gonna affect you, and you don't know the changes it's gonna make. And when I was there, neither did I. Like, I'd pay more. How do you put a price on your health and well-being from every aspect? Like, I don't know, you just can't put a price on that. How can I put a price on what I get to teach my kids?
Who would you recommend these sessions or healings to?
Probably everyone I know. I guess so. Anyone. Like, you never know what's going to come out of it. So, like, I didn't even know what was there. I didn't even know some things that have been uncovered. I didn't know that they were there. So, you know, I wouldn't base this on what you think or what you know or what you think you know. I think some people maybe would book something like this for a specific reason. But I guess, you know, if you're feeling some kind of pull towards it, you should just do it, because there's probably something that's pointing you towards this. And you might not know what that is. But the only way you're going to find out what that is if you book healing and go and do it.